Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and today I have a gentleman that is blazing a trail for himself on the independent wrestling scene. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Dolon Woodward. Dolon, welcome to Dudes at Ringside.
What's going on? How we doing today, Joe?
I'm great, man. So, if my internationally known audience from the fans from like overseas and places that you've never been to, introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
Well, I am your top five better alive, Dolon Woodward, straight out of New York City, Jamaica, Queens. I wrestle out of the WWX, trained out of the WWX in the Bronx. Uh, I've been wrestling now for about a year and a half or so. I've wrestled now in New Jersey, in New York, as well as PA. I'm currently outside right now, so there's a couple of motorcycles and whatnot going on past me every once in a while. So probably hear a couple of in and outs with that. I'm currently the Warzone heavyweight champion at the WWX. Um, uh, and I'm just been enjoying wrestling for the past year and a half, getting out there, trying to make a name for myself, uh, and having fun.
Awesome. So, who trained you?
I was trained by Jose Camacho, the caveman. He's been wrestling now for a very long time as well. I can't give you the number, but he's been in places like HOG. He's been on TRL for a couple of things. He's currently at the WWX right now. He's run One Division. He's done a lot of work at One Division Pro. A lot of things that in the independent wrestling world that I could say that I'm proud to call him my coach.
Awesome. So, the first time you stepped in Camacho's like training facility, what was going on in your brain? Did you know that this place was home? Did you get like what were you thinking? What was going through your head?
What the hell am I doing? The first day I got in here, it was just a regular Friday. I was introduced into the wrestling world by one of my mentors, Ronald P. Borden, and Bobby C., the Simply Splendid one. They got me over here at the WWX one Friday and in April. And when I walked in the door, I was like, oh, this is a nice little hole in the wall spot. See what we could do here. And Cave just he got me up on the ropes. He was like, hey, we got the crash pad there. You want to like jump off the ropes? And I was like, sure, why not? You know, like that's everybody's dream to go up there and try and jump off a rope. Uh, uh, and when I did it, I was like, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what the heck I'm doing up here. Uh, and I quickly got down and got to the basics.
Mm. So yeah, like you got on the pad and you did the flippy do off the pad. Like when, like when did you know this was home for you? Like when did you know exactly that this training facility was your thing? Like did you know by like
um,
third or fourth practice, or was it just you just knew you
I
just
would
part of the DNA of the place?
I would say I knew probably after like my third week of practice, I was not only trained at first by Cade, but also by Anastasia Morningstar. And, uh, both of them had a big drive to push the younger students into what we were trying to form into the WWX, trying to build it up uh, from the ground, from where it was. Hopefully, we're doing a great job at that, and we made a lot of progress. But I feel like after that third week, I could say I was like, yeah, this is home. I knew it was home because I went home one day and my back was in tremendous pain from taking a couple of bumps, and I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. And after a while, I was like, if I could keep on doing it, why not? Like, let's keep it going.
So let's flash a little further. Um, what do you remember your first match? And if you do, who did you face?
So I had my first match. Technically, was a small gauntlet. We had it was myself versus one of the older students at the gym at the time, Sarah Ramos Rome. It was really small, real quick. I had a very nice uh, debuting spot, I would say. Um, but my first match was against my first official singles match was against another student at the school, Tarzan, and we just had a lot of fun. I remember, everybody, when you first have your first match, you're so worried about, like, the hiccups and the things that you're gonna do wrong, more than just going out there and trying to have fun and know that you're starting off, and you're gonna make your mistakes and whatnot. I feel like we had like a really fun start of a match for myself. He was a lot more experienced than I was, so it was easy for him to get me to the spots to where I needed to be at.
Hmm. So did you have a set uniform, like a gear that you wore for that match, or did you like was it like push together at the last second, like, oh, these pair of basketball shorts look good with this shirt, or did you have like a full like outfit set already?
So in my first rounds of learning who I was as a wrestler, I gave myself the gimmick of the professor. Uh, uh, so I had a nice suit and tie, nice button down and tie, excuse me, with some slacks, some boots, and we threw that together and we put a dictionary in my hand, threw some glasses on, and we went out there and try to have a lot of fun with the crowd.
Hmm. It big with the intelligent characters. People like it can go either way if you know Dylon. Like they,
Hmm.
I know of a wrestler from PPW. That he was there for a while now. He's in Battlefield. Are you familiar with JJ Smith?
That is one of my first tag partners outside of wrestling. When we went to RCW, we were tagged together as Intelligence Incorporated, um, which later on went into us tagging over at Five Star Wrestling as well, following the same gimmick together. Um, he's one of my favorite smart people out there. He's now the futures champion over in BPW. So
Yeah.
he's doing his thing over there. He's keeping it smart, doing what he needs to do to hold on to his championship like any great champion would. So
Yep.
I am familiar with JJ. JJ is a
Yep.
great guy.
JJ's one of my boys. He's a good people. He's even though he always tells me, Joe, you wear the glasses, but you're not as smart as me. I'm like, I may not be smart like you, but I know how to. I'm street smart.
Yeah, that's
I'm street
exactly
smart,
what I am. See
and
that
I
that's
also am
where
smart on talking to the ladies. I know how to drop a word, change a word, hit him with the good old deep voice, and I know how to get the girls going. You watch YouTube? I'm on YouTube. Want to see my channel? Scan this QR code. That's even smarter. They know how to scan a QR code. They're not that dumb.
Yeah, that was the good part about me and JJ. JJ was the very big into the book smart and get us the game plan. I was the very big into street smarts and get us the brutality behind the W. But JJ he's a great guy, great guy. You probably are not as smart as he is. I could tell you that.
He's probably gonna be in the chat going, "It wasn't for me, you'd be nowhere." I can see him already chiming in in the chat. We love you, JJ. So is there any other plates in like the tri-state area or like the world that you want to travel to that you haven't been to yet?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want to be able to. I want to travel. I think I want to go to England. I want to go to like Paris. Try out some wrestling out there. I definitely want to. I, I've heard of there being Caribbean wrestling, and I want to see if there if there's opportunity down there as well. Um, of course, staying in the states, I want to be able to travel to as much states as possible, get as much knowledge and experience as I can before I get out to travel overseas. But if the opportunity comes, why not take it?
Yeah, it's wrestling. It's back. Like I remember when COVID happened, everybody left and wrestling turned off. Did you follow the suit, or did you keep training and keep trying to get yourself in shape, keeping your, because I know a lot of people with wrestling, they kept training, but they were super scared to keep going to schools. Did you find your ways to do the wrestling stuff throughout COVID?
So I haven't even started wrestling at that point yet, but I was an essential worker at the time. So I was outside. I was able to, stay as fit as possible for the time being. I had one of my close friends from a young age. He was wrestling at the time. Shout out to Man Bun Jesus.
I know, man, but
Yeah, he's a great dude. He continued his wrestling as much as possible from what I know. And he was able to make it throughout the COVID. So I do see, the downsides of, how COVID affected wrestling prior to us being, myself being in wrestling. And I have seen the upsides of it. So there's two stories, it's all how you, I guess, promote and keep going with yourself.
yep. So I've been doing this with the wrestlers a lot lately. If if there's any fans that are watching this podcast from like overseas that are really unfamiliar with you, and if they look you up on YouTube, before they do, let's do a top five words, 5 words with Joe and Dylon. 5 words that would make them become a Dylon fan forever.
If there was 5 words that I could give you that would make
Yes.
them a Dylon fan forever, it'd be Dylon, 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 and Dylon. That's the
Oh,
5 words that I will give you. It's straight that. I feel like uh, I am exactly what everyone needs in this world. A little bit of playful reality, I'm here to, entertain as much as possible. I'm here to, get the job done, but I'm also here to, make sure that everybody is having a good time. You know, uh, uh, if there was 5 serious words that I could give about myself, it would be charismatic, uh, funny, uh, entertainer, spiritual, and dope.
mm, I like that. I really like that. Most wrestlers have these weird list of names and letters and oh fire and I'm here and I'm bigger than everybody. But I like that. I really like that Dylon. I love that whole thing you just did. So let's go on to your championship win. When the referee counted to three and the bell rang, what? Yeah, there's, and we are the internationally known home of champions because you got to show the bad boy off. There you go, that baby. Wow,
This is
makes me
big
think of
bad boy.
the big gold belt from WCW. So when you won
Yeah,
that
this
bad boy or bad girl, what what were your thoughts when the bell rang? What were you thinking? Like,
uh I knew it. Give me my damn championship. Uh 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 this is staying on me for a very long time. Who's next? What's next? Uh how many more? A lot of things was going through my mind. I thank God that was one of the biggest things that was in my mind. I really do thank God because I was able to, get there. A lot of people, get into the game and, they're not as serious as everybody else that, wants to be at the next level. Um, and uh, I think having the championship was definitely like a very big gratitude thing for me. It was it made me show that I'm able to, not only just uh, carry myself well in here, but also carry this company as well. And stay as professional as possible while being out, staying as humble as possible while being out. You know, there's a lot of championships out there to get, and this isn't the last thing or the biggest thing that's on my mind. Like I said, my main goal is to entertain. So I know definitely there's more to come.
Awesome. So is there any like wrestlers that you've been watching on the scene that you want to do like an open challenge, would like them to come to you to your promotion that you want to talk about tonight that you've been watching and you're like, I want you to come.
Oh man, there's a lot of people. There's like a list of people that of course, dream matches, things that you would want to happen. Uh, but those are for like later when I feel like I'm still young in the game, so I still think there's a lot of things for me to learn before I'm reaching out there for the big giant opponents or the big mega stars of the indies. But if there was a couple of people that I'd like to wrestle that I know from the indies, uh, one of them definitely CMC. Uh,
Mm.
that's the cave. I want to be able to wrestle Anastasia Morningstar one day, one lifetime. Uh, I want to be able to wrestle. You know, I had a lot of fun going to PPW, and I had a lot of fun seeing a lot of people there. One of my favorite people that was there was Dio Bando.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Dio. You got
I,
forgot.
I,
I'm glad he didn't hack this link because he didn't say the full name. And he's gonna another one's gonna be like, he didn't say my name.
yeah,
It's Dio
D-
Bando, baby.
baby, yeah. Dio Bando, baby. He knows he's the top. He's the sixth greatest wrestler in the world after and Dylon. Um, he's a dope dude. I'd love to, get the chance to wrestle Sam Adams, uh, being at PPW. Definitely Rembrandt. He was
Oh
one of
yeah.
my favorite people to watch out there. So like, there's a list of people. There's more people, but those are the people that I could think of like immediately.
Visage. You didn't even mention the crazy Visage. Like that guy's nuts.
Yeah, that guy is nuts.
Yeah,
we're
his
gonna
hand gesture does not. It's not like only crazy hands. Like he's.
yeah. I would like to keep a couple of my teeth in. I don't know. One day, Facade. Who knows? You know. He's definitely a future hopeful wrestler that I'd like to get in the
Yeah.
ring with.
Awesome. So who made your gear?
Right now, it's just based off of like right now I do a very simple like militant like gear. It's uh regular slacks, not slacks, like cargo like gear, um, regular boots. Still trying to get a couple of more dollars to get more fancier stuff. But for the most part, I have a black all day shirt that I got off of all black website. Um, so I switch up with things that I usually wear. I'm very gimmicky. I like to play against my opponent, whether if my opponent is like a boxer. Sometimes I'll go on Amazon and I'd look up like a little small like boxer outfit, and I'd go trolling and I'd wear like that. It's the indies, so we get away with a lot of music switches and things
Yeah.
like that, so we could play the part, and that's the fun part about being in the indies is that freedom. We have a lot of freedom to be, who we are.
Yeah, it's so funny. I could see you fighting Dio Bando, and you go to Amazon, you find the heart glasses, and you find a shirt. You just
get
put
a
a shirt
get a
with you get
crop
a
top.
heart shirt, and you put a line through it, like Dio Bando, man. Like
You know,
And
you got
call
to
you
make sure
baby.
that it's the most ripped up shirt as possible. It's probably gonna not even be a shirt by the time I fit it on.
You just get like I'm killing myself thinking about this. I can see him going, Joe, man, you mean just get it
Mm,
like go to the cloth store, like one of those like sewing stores, and just cut
mm,
out a black like like a black sheet, and they're like, can you give me this
Just
much?
throw it on me. Yeah.
And just can you
Just
just cut
cut
a
a
hole
hole
in
in
your
the middle. Yep.
yeah,
Just
just
cut
give
a
me
hole
a
right in the
just put a hole in the middle of this. I'll
middle.
just throw it on. Don't need a logo on it.
Definitely.
Just I'm just gonna throw it out when the show's over. I don't need it anymore. It's
I don't
$4,
need.
$3 at the
Probably
local
didn't
sewing
cost
place.
that much.
Yeah,
You get some yarn and just throw it over my shoulders. I'll be good.
yeah, like man.
Mm.
um, so Dylon, where do you see yourself in the business in 5 to 10 years?
Man, I'd love to. I picture myself on TV. Hopefully, uh, I definitely want to. Like I said, my biggest thing is entertainment. I want to be able to entertain as best as possible. So I want people to be able to, get something out of the little time that they see me on a television screen to say, hey, that made me happy. So uh, hopefully, uh, big screen.
Awesome. So before we go, Dylon, if there's any young fans that inspiring to get into the business, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Uh, a lot of people are going to say a lot of things to keep you down in this business. Just remember, it comes from either a place of hate or a place of encouragement. Whether it comes from a place of hate or not, take it as encouragement and keep on pushing. Nobody can stop what you do but you.
Awesome. Dylan, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot to have a young rising star like you on the pod. I'm Joe Panther the Third.
And I am Dolon Woodward. Also, shout out to the mobile gimmick. We're out here.
Awesome. And we will catch you in the next one.